Valerie at Stitching in the Barn, and this is a little talk about stitching of all kinds, mostly cross stitch, but sometimes we talk about quilting and rug hooking and weaving and anything else that catches our fancy. It is August 11th today, if you can believe it. I cannot believe how time has flown. I hope you've all been well. I hope you've all been busy. I certainly have. Since we last spoke, let's see, the last time I talked to you, I was excited because we were going to have a little puppy come to visit, and that went well. We had our little friend for a week, and the first couple days he was very shy and clung to my daughter, which she both loved and also was a little surprised by. The kids kept saying, "Oh, we want a dog, we want a dog," and then they realized, you know, there's a lot of responsibility involved, but he was darling. He was very well behaved. And after a couple days, he got used to the rest of us as well and was playing and being very charming and cute and happy. So we had a great time with him. And I will put some pictures in so you can see how cute he was. And then it was my birthday, which is great excitement for me. I love my birthday. I love birthday month, you know, and so that was a lot of fun. And then just recently, this past week, we were supposed to go up to Canada with some good friends, and of course that trip got canceled. So instead we ended up going to a beautiful house in the Adirondacks, which was fantastic. And we spent the week kayaking and canoeing and doing little hikes and picnicking, and it was just glorious, and the weather was fantastic, except for the very first day that we were driving up there, which, funnily enough, was the day that a big hurricane / tornado, I forget how you say it's the one that came up from Florida, and I know I shouldn't complain because we really got off pretty easily compared to some people in the Carolinas, but my children were at home and it flooded the basement completely. Excuse me, rubbing my eye. Shouldn't do that. And they had to deal with everything. Of course, they didn't know where any switches were or anything was, and so it was a good experience for them. And some neighbors came down and helped out, which was very kind. So they survived, and now, you know, we learned years ago with such an old house, we don't put anything in our basement. It's not finished. And our house is built above a spring, which I think was quite typical. I guess they would have a little spring house, sometimes within the house or right next to it, so that they could keep their food stuffs cool. But it means that we can never finish our basement. Plus the ceiling is really low. We would have to dig out the bottom, and even then I think it would always be damp, and it's just, no. We're not going to do that. What we did instead was just basically we don't put anything down there. The heater's down there and our water heater, but we don't store anything in there, and because it would be the kiss of death if we did it. We just say goodbye to it. It would get moldy and mildewy and horrible. So every once in a while I'll come in and I can smell, you know, the damp cellar through the floorboards. So I light a candle and it's airing out, it's going away, but it's been so hot and humid the last couple days. I have not had the, I have not had the doors open. I have been using the air conditioning big time. Oh, and the air conditioning in the barn broke. So no more playing out in the barn for now because it's just too hot. We have to wait. We got our name on a list for somebody to call, and that was like a week and a half ago. So I guess everybody is either without air conditioning or needing help, or, you know. We have air conditioning in the house, so we're not an emergency, so I'm not worried about it. But stitching, I have not done a whole lot, to be truthful with you. I did complete the Jolly July Stitch Along with the Fat Quarter Shop. The Mistletoe, SAL, Merry Mistletoe, or Mistletoe Lane it was called. I got that finished, and I did a few changes. I made the stocking plaid. I changed a couple of the colors in the wreath. I changed the color of the ornaments on the tree. I've seen some beautiful things. People have changed it up all kinds of ways. Like somebody did a gingerbread house. Somebody did a blue house that looked sort of like a Delft pottery house. Somebody put stylized trees from a Plum Street pattern, which looked fantastic, and they had like little quilt ornaments on them, little quilt stars for ornaments, and that was gorgeous. But I kind of liked, like, this whole thing to me says the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, so I kind of like the way the tree looks. It's very stylized and Grinchy looking to me. In fact, I said on Instagram, I put this up and I said, I think I want to stick Max the dog or the Grinch in there somewhere, because I think that'd be really cute. And it's, to me, these colors are the sort of modern, is it Thimble Blossoms, Camille, Bonnie and Camille fabrics, that kind of thing, where there's sort of the pinks and the aquas and the blues. And I love that. I think that's really fresh and appealing. I love these colors. But it's not really the style in my house. I mean, my house is so old and prim. But I always like to, like, I'm drawn to both old and prim, and then also this, what I call Bonnie and Camille colors. And also, I mean, there's a whole bunch of designers I love who are sort of more modern, like Fig Tree, and I know I'm missing some, but I like them both. I'm just a fabric hog. What can I say? Color hog. Fabric hog. I don't know. The Prim Stitch series, I've completed block 1. It's a 12 block series. This is also Fat Quarter Shop. This is Laurie Holt, who is, I think, most known for her quilt patterns. She does some big, colorful, modern but old-fashioned, like sort of 1950s themes, but she puts them in more modern colors. Applique type quilts, which I've always admired, and I've never done one. So I decided I'm going to do this on 25 count Lugana, big all together, and hang it like a little wall hanging, so it kind of will look like a little applique quilt. That was my thought. So I did part 1. The patterns come out 1 a month through the Fat Quarter Shop. And this one is called Patience and Industry, I think. Something in industry. And they have all sort of country primitive themes. And I started the next one, and then I saw on Instagram somebody had changed the color of this quilt block. And I thought, I want to do that too, because she put like a dark blue and then this lighter blue. And I thought, that looks so nice, because there's so much brown here already, and this is a dark brown. I think I'm going to copy her and change it. It's not that hard to pull out, so I'm going to do that. And then she had done some other tweaks, which I'm probably going to copy her on those too. Such a copycat. But I will give her credit. I'm sorry I can't remember who it was. It might have been Deb or somebody, or it was somebody I saw on Instagram. I'll link it below if I can remember to do so. But if I post a picture of it, I will certainly give her credit. So that is that. Oh, and I wanted to show you too, I have this cool bag to hold it all in for the Prim series, Prim Stitch series. I love these bags that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop, the other set that were 3 different ones that were sort of gingham looking plaids. And this is for the Prim series one, and it holds a ton. It's got a gusseted bottom, so it stands up. And it's long enough you can put your long patterns in this way, but it's also wide enough you can put stuff in that way. So it holds everything. It holds the Aura floss that I'm using. It holds the patterns. So I'm really pleased with that. And I also got, I don't think I have it here. Oh, yes, I do. I got this, which I love, this little needle minder. Whoop. Haven't taken them out yet on the package. Prim Sheep needle minder. Thought he was darling. Love him. And I remember last time now that I was going to tell you what I thought about Aura Floss. I like it. It is not, somebody had said it, they felt like it felt dry. I don't, maybe I can see what they mean. I don't think it feels drier than DMC necessarily. And I love these little wooden spools it comes on. I love that you just pull it off and cut a length. And then I'm only using 2 strands of floss just like I would with DMC, and I think the coverage is great. So that's just two strands of floss. I'm very pleased with it. I like it. I don't know how you would buy it. Like, would you buy it individually in the future? Like, I just have this whole box, this little kit, which has every color in it I need for this Prim series. So if I were doing other patterns, would I go out of my way to buy Aura Floss instead of regular floss? Probably not, just because it's too mind-boggling to think about how to order it or know what colors to get. But as far as using it and enjoying it, I'm loving it. So that's fun. A new discovery. I love trying new flosses, I will tell you that. I have also been working on actually finishing Quaker sewing tray. Yay! I finished it. It's Brenda Gervais Quaker sewing tray. I have the tray. I just need to get the paint out and the wax. I might have paint I could use, or I should make a little trip somewhere and see if I can get the paint that she calls for, Brenda Gervais. But I love this. I thought this was so much fun, and here it is. Finito. Oh, upside down. There it is. And this one is on 32 count Picture This Plus Oaken. Love the colors in it, love the Quaker-ness of it, love the little design. Can't wait to put it in a tray. How's that for an endorsement? I have been working also on my brick house sampler, but not progressing very far. And twice, if not 3 times, I have stitched in the evening and then realized I've goofed. So I have more to take out, and I'll show you a horrible flub I made. I've decided I can only work on this pattern early in the morning because otherwise I make mistakes. And so it's Brenda Gervais again with a needle and thread, brick house sampler. Beautiful. Here's mine. Getting there, except that I had done a ton of this over here and realized that I was off on this stem. So I thought, oh, I'll pull it back to where I'm off, which was right here. And I started unpicking it, and then I picked it up in the evening. And of course, we were watching something on television, so I was sort of semi-distracted, and started filling in the flower. So I did the whole flower to a stem that's not connected and was meant to be picked out. So all this has to go, which is very frustrating. So then I thought, okay, right, I'm going over to the other side. So I came over here and I made mistakes. And I'm like, oh. And then I just looked at my U, which I was stitching on. Where is it? Here. Way over here. I did him wrong. I have to pick him out, so I'm partially picking him out. I'm just like, that's 3 different times that I've done something in the evening when I'm a little bit tired. And in my favor, I will tell you that I'm doing this on 46 count Beach Walk by, I think it's Under the Sea. Yeah, Under the Sea Fabrics. Love the fabric. If it's daytime and I'm not too tired and my eyes are working and I have enough light, I can see this when I take my glasses off. But at nighttime, clearly I am like not following the pattern properly, making mistakes. Now that I look at it, I see the color sort of go up and down stripes, and I wonder if I should have turned it this way to have it go that way more, like a beautiful sunset or something it might have looked like. But it's too late now. There's no way I'm starting this over. You know, I'm amazed by those people who go, oh, I did like 3/4 of the border, and I thought, oh, I want it on a different count, so I don't know how they started over. I don't think I'd have the heart for a while, but I do love this pattern, and I love this fabric, and I love stitching on it, so I will persevere. But I have learned my lesson, and I'm just stitching in the mornings on that. So that's my advice to you all. Okay, what's happening in the future. In 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, my daughter is going back to school. Fingers crossed, everybody. Please let these kids that are going back to school stay safe. The college changed. Originally they said everybody was to come back, and then they said no, just freshmen and sophomores for the first term and juniors and seniors for the second term, so that everybody can have a single room all year. And everybody gets at least one term on campus. Like, my daughter will be on campus the first term, but then she'll come home for Thanksgiving, and then her spring term she'll have to do online from home, which she's not happy about. And the other kids, like our friend who's a junior, he's got to wait. He will have been out of school almost a whole year before he gets to go back, but, you know, better safe, I guess. Better safe than sorry. What was I going to tell you? Oh, I think their thinking was, let's bring the freshmen and sophomores back together. It's important for freshmen to have their first term on campus. And a lot of freshmen and sophomores take classes together anyway, so they kind of lined up better. And then in the spring, they thought it'd be important for the seniors to have their final term on campus, if possible, and go from there to graduation. And same thing with the classes, like a lot of juniors take classes with seniors that same level, so they could combine them together. My daughter got pretty lucky. Like, most of her classes are going to be in person. Now, she goes to a very, very small school, so I think they're able to do this better. Everybody's going to have a single room. They have to wear masks all the time. You know, they're going to be spaced out in the classroom. So hopefully it's all going to work. She's very excited to get back, I can assure you. But for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be, you know, doing all the washing of clothes and packing and all that stuff. And then we'll see how it goes. So, And one more thing, I did bring out my big box of big patterns. BBOBP. I guess there's no good, there's no good, is it anachronism? Is that the right word? Not sure. There's no good made-up thing for that, or I can't think of one anyway. But I just have a big box here with my bigger patterns in it, which I've been taunting you with, saying I was going to show you some of them. I will show some. I would think it's boring to look at other people's patterns, but I hear from you all that you're enjoying it, so I'll keep going. And just till we get through this box. I have a separate box of blackbirds that I'll do someday, and I have a separate box of prairie schooler that I'll do someday. And with this, it is quite the big box, so I will probably split this up into several different sessions. I'll just grab a hunk in the beginning and see what we get through, but hopefully you enjoy it. If not, turn me off. Shut me up, turn me off. I have one more piece of shameless commerce to take care of before we move on. I think I told you before that my cousin's granddaughter, who's really a delightful girl, it's been wonderful getting to know her better through this, has started selling Color Street. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's nail polish that you put on almost like a sticker. Like, it comes in these little sheets, and instead of having to paint your nails, it's got a undercoat, the color, and then a top coat all in one on the sticker, and you put it on your nail and rub it down, and man, they adhere like iron. I'm telling you, they work so well. And because we were kayaking and canoeing and everything, I have no nails. They're completely broken off and short, and had no polish on. And then I realized I wanted to tell you about this today. So I ran upstairs and I just grabbed some leftovers I had and slapped them on this hand. It took me about 5 minutes. They came out looking better than I could possibly ever do my own manicure painting. And they stay on really well. And this is just, like, they come in just in a regular color. They come shiny like these ones. Or they have some that are glittery, which are fun. And a lot of people will put, like, solid color and then just do one nail or their thumb or something glittery just for fun. Anyway, they're cheaper than going and getting a manicure, and I am really pleased with them. And I bought a bunch of them that I'm going to give to my daughter for her birthday, which is coming up in August, and this month, and she can take them with her to college, and she won't have to fuss with, you know, nail polish, which she's not so good at on her left hand, or her right hand, I guess. And so these are a lot easier, and when she does them, they come out looking perfectly. So she's very happy with them. So, my dear little cousin's granddaughter, my dear cousin's granddaughter, they're not little, she's 21, is selling this and doing really well with it. She's a senior at the University of Georgia. She's going to be an elementary school teacher. But of course, you know, her trip, she had a school trip planned to Italy that got canceled, and she had her student teaching all lined up, which has been canceled or postponed anyway. So, you know, to have something to do in the meantime, she thought, oh, I'll try selling these and make a little money on the side and have fun with it, and she's doing really well. So I told her I would have what they call a nail bar, which is just that it's my week for promoting these and inviting my friends and family and neighbors and acquaintances and Flosstube friends to check it out. And so I will link, I'll put it across the screen here, but I'll also link it below, the link you can go to her webpage and just check it out. Look around on the site and see if you see things you like, and if you want to order anything, click on the one that says Valerie's Stitching in the Barn nail bar, or whatever it says, something to do with me, and I will get credit for it. So have fun with that. You know, not interested, don't worry about it. If you are interested, go have a look. She will even send you a couple free samples if that's all you want. Which is how I got started. I asked her to send me some free samples, and I put them on. I was so impressed that, of course, I ordered some. So just have fun with it. It's just a fun thing, and no worries if you're not interested. I just thought I would mention it and hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, on to the big box of fun. Here we go. First up, now these are all patterns that are oversized that I couldn't put in my little baskets. First one is Laurie Holt, and I think these are just tucked in the beginning, so they're not alphabetical or whatever. I think these are ones I needed to file, and I haven't done so yet. Remember how I was saying I like mostly Prim things traditionally, but I also am drawn to really bright, colorful, the sort of turquoise and pinks and things. Here's an example of that. Laurie Holt, So She Did. I want to do this and hang it up in the barn in my sewing area. I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to clean it all up and fix it up, and so I'm trying to hang some things on the wall now and make it pretty. And if you follow Bonnie and Camille on Instagram, you'll see pictures of their sewing room, and they've got, of course, all their colors, all bright and cheery everywhere, and it just looks so appealing. So mine will be a mix of the Prim things that I like to make and then these bright and cheery things. I must have got this from the Fat Quarter Shop because I seem to have also bought the thread pack for it, just because I'm lazy, I guess. And I know I have little buttons like that are Laurie Holt buttons. So I will have fun doing this and putting this up in the sewing area. Another Laurie Holt Prim Village. Love this. Looks like a quilt to me. I've seen people change the colors on these two to great effect. Some people did it all Christmassy. Some people did it just colors that they preferred. But I like the way this looks. I like the natural fabric, and I like the colors they have here. And you can use Aura Floss for this. I wonder if I might even be able to use my same box if I have some leftovers. Here's a new one. Teresa Kogan. Love her. Land that I love. Can't wait to get started on this. So proud of her. Like I have a right to be proud of her. I mean, she's a well-established artist. But just that she's gone dipping her toes into sampler design and has done so magnificently. I just think that's great. I mean, I always loved her sort of folk art, Prim things. But I think she's done a fantastic job. And I couldn't resist getting the Celebrate book. I was going to skip this because I have lots and lots of individual patterns of hers that I really like. But I thought, oh, what the heck. I can always have a few more, and I love the ones in here, so I'm glad I got it. All right, Stone Street Stitchworks, Schoolhouse Breaker. I follow Stone Street Stitchworks, boy that's tough to say, on Instagram and love all her things. I love this one. There's another one I really want to do. I think it's, I think there's a 4th of July one I really want to do, and there's also a Christmassy one I really want to do. But I don't know, there's something about the schoolhouse, I couldn't resist that. And they've done it in kind of muted browns and rusts, hazelnut, mocha, black, beige, onion skin, and cayenne. And that just sounds wonderful to me. It makes me hungry, actually. So that's a good one. This was a new one for market this year that I fell in love with. Summerhouse Stitchworks, Liberty Hill Farm. Remember, I have the drum obsession going this year. Doesn't mean I've made any. It just means I have the obsession going. She gives good instructions, too, on how to make the drum, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will attempt it. Heartstring Sampler, Consider the Lilies. I don't know if I'll ever get around to doing this, but I just think it's so magnificent when I see other people's. I just love it so much that I had to get it. This is I think of it as the companion piece to, shoot, what's it called? I have it in here. You know. Anyway, I sort of think of this as the companion piece to Beth Twist's other big one, which I also will probably never do. Glad I have a sense of humor about it. All right, up first is Carriage Street, I think. Well, no, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you know what? These are some that very nice woman from St. Louis mailed me. I tucked them in here. Oh, I should put these somewhere else. This one flag, hands to work. I don't know if this is still in print, but I love it. And then I've got Annie B's Folk Art, Cold Hands, Warm Heart. Annie B's Folk Art, God Save the Queen. Barbara Anna Designs. I've wanted to do this one for so long. The Witch, the Crow, and the Pumpkin. And you put little felt squares in like a penny rug and just do a buttonhole blanket stitch around them. Love that. Portuguese Bird Sampler. This one has a sort of folk arty, fractory feel to me. I love it. Kathy Barrick Miniature Quaker Sampler. Kathy Barrick Miss Mary Hadley. I saw somebody working on this at the last StitchCon, and I was so envious because I've had it for a long time and I have never pulled it out. I'm like, why haven't I started that? Oh, here's another one I want to hang in the sewing room, and this will be funny because I'll have that bright Laurie Holt one with the turquoise and the pink, and then I'll have this Kathy Barrick Good Intentions. I think that'd be so cute in the sewing room, though. I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. Somehow I think that's quite appropriate for me. I'm just remembering when we were in 4th grade, we had a teacher who had been studying to be a minister, and then I guess he decided he wasn't going to be a minister, but he was going to be a teacher instead. But he worked some of his seminary teachings into our instructions, because when we were doing a unit on memorization, we were memorizing all kinds of tongue twisters and things like that, but he also picked out a psalm from the Bible for each of us to memorize, and he thought quite carefully about who should get which psalm, and a friend was talking to me about this the other day, and it came back to me. I remembered that mine was, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. I thought that was appropriate too. All right, Kathy Barrick, the Tea Keeper. This is for my husband who grew up on the tea estate in Kenya, and I will probably put that in our kitchen. Pennsylvania Fractor, of course I had to have this. Kathy Barrick. Love those birds. Crow number 5, Kathy Barrick. I was going to get to meet Kathy Barrick this summer at one of my Stitchy retreats, which I hope will happen again in next year. But better safe than sorry. I just have to keep saying that. The Embroiderous Stocking, Kathy Barrick. Love this. Rebecca, Kathy Barrick. And Rodney, Rebecca's sweetheart, Kathy Barrick. Aren't they cute? Early Fractor Drawing, Kathy Barrick. I should have said this is the Kathy Barrick show. Pennsylvania Fractor Heart. Moon Dance, again Kathy Barrick. Strawberry Bird, Kathy Barrick. Autumn Harvest Sampler, love this, Kathy Barrick. Okay, I think that's all my Kathy Barricks. Then I have some other thrown in that I guess I didn't alphabetize, I don't know. Sampler Wreath, don't know if this is still available. Like the design, don't think I will put a big hole in the middle making it look like a donut. Looks like something you should sit on if you have a sore bottom, doesn't it? I think I could do it and just put something in the center there. A big rose or an initial or something. I think that would be cute, but I love this little scene and the rest of it. I guess you could take this wreath out and do it all around the edge, or I don't know what, you could really have fun monkey around with that. Oh, here's some funny ones. Birds of a Feather. Here's Fat Cat. Love him. I'd have to do him soon. I think he deserves to be ready for Halloween. Here's another Birds of a Feather. Scared Silly. Here's Blackberry Rabbit Garden Box. I think I got this year from Market. I surely am not going to attempt to finish that myself. I would send that away to somebody. Here's Birds of a Feather. Again, Halloween icons. I thought these were cute. Here's A Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. Intense, but lovely. I've seen it done. It's fantastic. Okay, speaking of Kathy Barrick, on to Carriage House samplings. Sheep Feed Sack. Black Horse Inn. Merry Christmas. Love that. This is an old one. One Sheep. Like that a lot. Pennsylvania Red Ware. Okay, now comes some Hawk Run Hollows, which I have got to really sit down and look through these and decide if I'm ever going to do, because I got stuck on my farms of Hawk Run Hollow. I'm either going to give these away or sell them or something, because I don't think I'm going to do all these. Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. A Year at Hawk Run Hollow. And another Carriage House sampling, Strawberry Blonde. Love her. That has a feeling of a... What am I thinking of? I wonder if I'm thinking of like that Bloomsbury group or something. It sort of had a feeling of this. I don't know why I say that. Just the design, the way the design is sort of Vanessa Bell and that lot. Seems a bit like their stuff. I guess I'll pull out another hunk and we'll keep going a bit. Let's see what I got. Pennsylvania Bank Barn, designed by Covered Crossing Stitchery. You see these all over Pennsylvania. But usually, here's the funny thing, this is on total flat ground. Usually a bank barn is on a bank. But, oh well, artistic license, I guess. Betsy Shed Sampler. I think I liked the verse here. It says, young misses often mark their names with care, which shows their industry and art. Let virtues join to grace the blooming fair, and thus display the beauties of the heart. I don't love the colors in this, but I like the verse. Maybe I take the verse and squeeze it and put it in the center of that donut or something. There's an idea. Katie Bemis Sampler. I think these are ones that my friend Kay gave me. I think these were in her collection. They're nice looking samplers. Here's Good Housewife Quaker Sampler. Here's Good Housewife with My Needle. I like this. Flowers, plants, and fishes, beasts, birds, flies, bees, hills, dales, plains, pastures, sky, seas, river, trees. There's nothing near at hand or further sought, but with my needle may be shaped and wrought. Like her. Here's 1807 Sheep, also the Good Housewife. Okay, Isabella Sinclair, Scottish Sampler, Julia Punti, GPA. You can tell it's Scottish with the curlicues all around there, and the peacock, and the little red house, big red house. And Isabella Sinclair, that's quite a Scottish name. Okay, Hands Across the Sea. Hope I get to do these someday. I need to get a move on. Isabella Uffendell. Yummy. And Tong Uffendell. Double yummy. Here's the one I really should start with, I think. The Old Scot. Just thought he was hilarious. And he's, I think, a representation of the Young Pretender. Bonnie Prince Charlie. People very kindly wrote to me and told me that. I really need to do this one because I love it so. Here is Miss Mary Ann Burns. Borns. Also Hands Across the Sea. Gorgeous. Now we go to Hands on Design. Stitch Every Day. Another one I would like to put in my sewing room. Here's Priscilla and Chelsea's Carrots and Cottontail Farm. And Automaker's Farm. And this came out in this market, the Well-Rounded Perennial Pinwheels. And A Year of Celebrations. These are cute. You have all the different designs. Hands on design. Then there's an oldie, Heartstrings Homespun Memories. This looks a little dated to me now. Pat Thode was the designer. It's from a store I worked at many years ago, before I had children. My eldest is 27, so I was at least 30 years old. And it's like quilt motifs, but they just look dated the way they're done. Colors and all the outlining. See what I mean? But even then, I couldn't resist quilty stuff. All right, here's a good stopping spot, because this is the companion piece I was talking about. His eyes on the sparrow. Aren't these magnificent? Someday, somehow, maybe, maybe. I have something for you guys. What do I have? For a giveaway. I know what I have. Let me see if I have it here. Hold on. This is not the copy. This is my copy, but courtesy of Fat Quarter, I have an extra copy of the first Prim Stitch series. It is Patriotism and Industry. I'm not sure if that's what I said or not. But I would like to give this to someone who would like to stitch it. So if you are over 18 and you like this video and you subscribe to my videos and you put in the comments let's see, what you're going to do for the last couple weeks of summer, what you have planned, what your plans are for the last few weeks of August, and if you use the word why am I having trouble with this? Let's see, it's Patriotism and Industry. Just use the word summer, and then I'll know that you would like to win this. But don't say win, don't say contest, don't say enter or prize or anything that people could be searching for, because I want to give it to somebody who would like to stitch it. It's very cute, and I've seen these made up as little pillows, and they are darling. And one woman had done this in the front, and then across the back she wrote Patriotism and Industry, which I thought was cute. And if I can find a link to her, I will put it in. But so good luck, everybody. I hope that you win if you want this. So I will probably not be back. I definitely won't be back until September. You know, we got to get my daughter settled and keep fingers crossed that she gets to move in, because it does change weekly. You know, initially they said everybody was coming back to campus. Now they're saying nope, we're splitting it so that everybody can have a single room, which makes sense. But we're going to be busy with that, and then I have catch up doctor's appointments and stuff in September. But I hope to be back before too long. I know I've been letting it go pretty long this summer, and I miss chatting with you guys. Plus, I have been busy and doing other stuff, but I like the accountability. Like, it holds me to task to get more stitching done, whether it's quilting or sewing, or I've been itching to pull out my Rebecca Smith wool embroidery stuff. You know, maybe as the weather gets cooler, I'll be doing that. And I really had hoped to sign up for a workshop with her again this year. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I love Rebecca Smith stuff. And I've got a lot of quilt stuff lined up I want to do. I'll have to show you next time, maybe. I got some things from Spring Green Country Sampler, and I have all my quilt kits that I get from the Fat Quarter shop, and other quilts that are just floating around in my head that I've been wanting to do that are calling to me, but I can't. I've got it all set up lovely in the barn right now, and it's just too hot to be out there. We're looking into getting a different sort of air conditioners that might air condition the whole of the garage, not just the barn room that we sit in, but we'll see. Funnily, they haven't called us back. You know, we put in our name and request for people to contact us, and it's been almost 2 weeks and they haven't called. And I thought, gee, don't they want the business? And I thought, no, that's not it. They're just totally swamped. It's 90 plus degrees every day, and it has been for 2 weeks. So I'm sure all the we tried to go to Home Depot and just buy a window unit, and they didn't have any. So I guess we could have kept looking, but we were heading off on our trip. I'll put in some pictures from the Adirondacks too. I think you would enjoy seeing those. The views were just fantastic. So until I see you next time, I hope you are having fun. I hope you're stitching and creating in all kinds of exciting ways. And for heaven's sake, I hope you're all well. Stay well, everybody. And wish you all good things. Bye.